Oh man. Oh man.
Dude, I think
What
I
have
just
you
sent out an
done?
alert. Hold on. Yo, I guess we're going live now. All right. Fucking bet.
I'm gonna keep refreshing. Tell me when you've gone live, and I'll see if it shows up.
You're live. Bleach is inconsistent. Scheduled for 3:37. Well, we're not scheduled
It's
anymore. We're live.
it was three. It's 3:41. What do you mean 3:37? Also, it doesn't show up. But then again, that might just be my phone being a piece of shit.
I don't know. I'm not subscribed to myself. Yeah, I'm live. Apparently.
Oh no, that's dangerous.
Yo, Donnie. Like, what the fuck is this? We're supposed to be live, yet it's saying that we're
It's
not live.
scheduled. No, I see. It says scheduled
How
for
how do I start it then?
probably a button of some kind.
But it says that I'm live right now.
But it like it says you're live to you, but no, you
Yeah.
are. You're live. Okay, you are. We are. It actually shows up now.
Okay. Holy shit.
Up two watching. Oh boy.
It still says waiting for me. Oh, there it is.
Well,
Yo, it's
yeah.
Hitomi! Yo, what's up, Hitomi?
Oh no, I'm scared.
Dude, I love Hitomi.
Protect me.
Yo, Hitomi, where have you been?
Reminder that I cannot see the comments without loading the fucking live stream, and I'm not about to do that because then I'll just it'll echo and that'll suck.
Yeah, definitely do not watch it.
Yeah.
Time to
There's
start
any-
playing, like, the Swag Kage outro song simultaneously. Yo, we'll see how it sounds.
Swag Kage. That's a name I have not heard in a long time. Long.
Oh, shoot, it actually doesn't sound too bad. But dang, Hitomi's been a Yu-Gi-Oh! Power scaler.
Oh no.
Alright.
That's something I've never seen. Pretty cool though.
That is pretty dope. So anyway, what the fuck are we here to talk about?
I don't know. I think we were gonna say why Naruto is extremely consistent or something.
Oh yeah, totally.
No. Okay, Bleach. Right. Bleach is extremely inconsistent.
Yeah, Bleach is disgusting.
Worst anime I've ever seen, and the manga is even worse. Yes.
Alright, so I'm actually working on a few videos right now. So I don't want to talk too much about, like, Yamamoto in his prime. I don't want to talk about Gin. We can, like, say
Right.
jokes about Gin, like how he would unironically poop on everyone. But
No details. No details.
no details. And hold on, let me actually look at my my thumbnails. Let's see. Pixar. I just want to make sure I don't talk about anything that I'm going to make a video on.
Oh yeah. No, I get that.
So, we also don't want to talk about how insane Ichigo's potential is.
Right.
And I think that's it. Yeah, I only have 5 videos planned.
Oh, so we can talk about Segunda. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. I can't wait for it.
Yeah. Maybe we should start off with the whole Royal Guard thing, though.
Okay. So, where do we start? Do you want to, like, bring up what you were saying in VC earlier today? With, like, how stupid they were to not come down?
Oh
Like,
yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah. All right. So pretty much the whole thing is apparently in a novel, and I don't know this, but I believe you said so. They didn't consider Aizen a threat at all, and you also said they don't even consider a Yuha a threat until he came up there, which I understand to an extent because, like, well, we don't care about what happens in the Soul Society or whatever. We're here to protect the Soul King. The issue I have with that is this: They claim that, or well, they don't claim, but apparently Aizen would have never been able to get up there or whatever. Their bodies are the key, but the thing is, he has the Hogyoku. So essentially, he will get up there eventually. It doesn't matter how long it takes because he's never going to die of old age. But even if we assume, logically at least, that it won't take him that long at all, well, there's two ways this goes down. Either he goes up there with Gin, right? We say he never really evolved. In that scenario, they have a chance, quote unquote, but all they can really do there is make him evolve. Like, I don't understand why they thought he was no threat. Like, yeah, if he came up here, he wouldn't have gotten anywhere. No, either he comes up there in that form and you manage to hurt him enough to make him evolve, or he comes up there in the butterfly form. In that scenario, you can't make him do anything. He's just going to solo all of you, and you will have failed your mission where you would have been better off coming down earlier. And that's one of the reasons I think they're idiotic. Now, what do you think about that?
I'm actually trying to find another song that's not copyrighted. Guitar 3 remix, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely.
No, dude, I got it. Uh, Malicious Gravy.
Oh yes, do it.
I don't even care. Alright, so Malicious Gravy is now playing, or it's an advertisement, kill me. But,
Oh no.
I guess now that that's loading, I can talk. But wait a minute.
Yep.
I thought that the Royal Guard was stronger than the entirety of the Gote 13 combined.
Oh, kind of like Aizen when he soloed them? Yeah, big deal.
No, man. Aizen was part of the Gote 13, so when they said they were stronger than him, then that means that they were stronger than Aizen.
At most, you can argue they were stronger than pre-Hogyoku Aizen, who unironically does solo the Gote 13, but even then, he's still nothing compared to himself when he's fused with it. So that's still not an argument.
It really is. So the thing about it is, we know that in the final arc, dude, I can't take this fucking OST seriously. Motherfucking samurai. Oh my god. We'll just we'll switch to like Gin death music. We'll do that. So the thing about what we know the final arc is Ichigo in his Shikai was as strong as Final Getsuga Tensho. And we know that he would actually like shit on everybody in the Royal Guard because he was kind of like pressing Yuha, whereas Yuha, upon awakening his original power, just one-tapped Ichibei.
Yeah. Who, by the way, is only as strong as the others, as confirmed in one of the novels.
Yeah, at least hinted at. It's so I actually just want to really talk about what would happen if Aizen actually showed up, like how the interaction would go. Because I know we briefly covered that in our VC earlier today. We were talking about. So what if he showed up in base form with the Hogyoku? Like, so he just, let's say he didn't evolve at all. Right. And he just walked straight up there. What would happen?
So here's what would happen. The first three, the three fodders who I can't even remember the name of, would get bodied still. There's nothing to suggest they could do anything to him. And even if they could, it wouldn't matter, as I'll get into in a moment. But let's just assume they get bodied. Nimaya. Okay, so Nimaya will show up, and he has the power to quote-unquote kill Aizen in one swing. I don't deny that at all. So he'll stab him, Aizen will drop dead. Then the Hogyoku will do its deal, he'll evolve, he'll now either at least be relative to Nimaya, if not stronger, and he'll body him. That's not even taking into account Kyoka Suigetsu, right? Which he would use, and if you're going to argue, oh, well, Nimaya would know what Kyoka Suigetsu does. That doesn't change anything. Even if you know what it does, you're still going to be under its effect. As for Ichibei, your best case you could make is that he like seals him in that darkness dimension or whatever. He tries to turn him into nothing, but none of that'll work against the Hogyoku. And do you agree with that, or what do you have to add? Or would you disagree?
So the thing about the Hogyoku is, Aizen has it like subjugated.
Hmm.
Not at that level of power, but even then, like I'm more so stating that to reference what happens in the final arc. How Yuha, who
Right.
has like power that surpasses that of Ichibe's like tenfold before he absorbs the Soul King and Ichigo's powers. Um,
Yep.
and then he absorbs Aizen. Aizen's gone, poof, gone from existence. Yuha gets killed, and Aizen's back in the chair preaching about hope. So like even existence erasure doesn't stop the Hogyoku. Uh,
Exactly.
and there's even arguments where Aizen doesn't have the Hogyoku anymore. But in order to make that argument have some form of like consistency, you have to assume that he at least reconnection
That's an L.
acceptable. Okay, we'll see what the fuck happened. Okay, it says that we're back live.
Okay, that was an experience. I guess Ichibei didn't like what you were saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually watch the stream really quick just to see what happened.
Okay.
Yep, okay, yeah, dude, it just straight up died. That's hilarious. But anyway, so Ichibei in pure strength is like probably weaker than Nimaya. Like he's barely anything. Yuha,
Yeah.
like objectively, Yuha scales to like Schutzstaffel post Oshwallen prior to getting
Hmm.
his power back, and that's kind of irrefutable at this point. And
Yep.
Ichibei was doing like his big palm hands, and they were barely doing anything to Yuha. He took away all of
Little
his
farmer.
power, couldn't even kill him. Like Ichibei is just straight up garbage, dude. So
Yeah.
even so, Aizen in butterfly form is absolute like it. That's not even questionable. The the only chance that they have, I see, is Ichibei attacking Aizen first if he was in his first form and he had not subjugated the Hogyoku to his will yet.
That is always possible, but it's like even then, I'm not so sure that would work. I mean, I'm willing to say, okay, there's a chance it would, right? Because obviously, if he hadn't completely subjugated the Hogyoku, maybe he could have pulled off something that would like split them up, and then Aizen would be nothing to the hacks. Okay, that's fine, but that's a really weak argument. And even then, you're being very specific. It's like, oh yes, Aizen at this exact moment is nothing to them. Oh, but Aizen literally everywhere else, yeah, he bodies. Oh, the Aizen they said was no threat, yeah, he bodies.
The so the thing about it though is if the only way that because I can make the argument that Ichibei would win. All right, like that's in base to base, even with Aizen with the Hogyoku, if you assume that he does not have any form of Hogyoku
Hmm.
manipulation to where he can just
I mean,
constantly
even
reform.
then,
If you assume
I
that,
could make a counter argument with Kyoka Suigetsu, but yes, continue.
yeah, if you assume that he can't just regenerate and evolve, which he can, but or assume that being wiped out of existence doesn't just stop you completely. Um, if you make that assumption, then like it's really just a matter of can Ichibei seal him or do any of his techniques to Ichibei before Aizen gets to a level of power or subjugation where the Hogyoku makes any power of Ichibei's a non-factor. And the problem is you logically cannot assume that this is going to happen at all because no matter what you think, the way that we saw Ichibei and the Royal Guard handle Yuha, literally God, just wiped out the Captain Commander like casually, absorbed his Bankai. Uh, they handled him in the same way or similar way that they would logically handle Aizen. And the way that they handled him was they threw like the shirt girl at them first, and she did nothing. And then they
Hmm.
had the hot springs guy and the fat lady. Ichibei does not go down first because he's the oldest of the Shinigami, and that's just how they did the battle. But if he wasn't
Exactly.
gonna go down first, knowing that he's the strongest, presumably, then he's definitely not going to go down first to fight someone who he doesn't think is a threat. Aizen.
Exactly.
Like,
At best, they send down Nimaya first. Like, that's the best case. Like, they're like, oh, yeah, Nimaya, go take care of this bug. Which actually turns out terrible for them because the other three really aren't going to do anything to Aizen, and Nimaya is just going to make Aizen stronger.
yeah, like Nimaya, I think it's undeniable that all of them are stronger than base form Aizen. Like, he would get clapped by all
definitely.
of them. So, fighting any of them would cause him to evolve. Unless he was fought by Ichibei. But even then, Ichibei was, like, toying with Yuha. He knew how powerful Yuha was and who he was, yet he still was just, like, fucking around, being like, hey, boys, but how about I just do these big hands? He didn't pull out the big stopping powers until Yuha had already, like, gone balls deep into this thing.
Yeah, that kind of strategy won't work on Aizen, who has the Hogyoku, because that's the kind of strategy that makes him stronger. Ichibei's only chance would be to go all out from the start, and that's not in his character, especially when he's fighting someone he doesn't consider a threat, a la Aizen.
Yo, especially if, like, he has, like, if we assume that Gin is with Aizen.
Oh, yikes for them. Like, Aizen's just like, Gin, I'll allow you to handle this.
Yo, Gin really gonna show up in the in the Soul Palace and be like, hey, but how about I kill you all right now? Just line up for me. Dude, he's literally gonna Lily borrow them.
I'll show you what it really means, one kill a swing.
Dude, he'd be like, yeah, you see this? My Bonkai is 500 times faster than that. And they're like, what? And then you just cue, like, and remember when Nimaya got shot in the chest and he just had that, like, blank expression? That'd be it.
It's going through his forehead.
Yeah, like, because, oh, I don't want to get into why Gin Solo is, like, in the scaling because I have the video coming. But, yeah, like, Gin would unironically kill every single one of them aside from Ichibei simply because of his hacks.
Precisely.
But even then, he probably could. Like, if Ichibei didn't take him seriously... Although he probably would at that point, after he just fucking wiped out 4 of the 5 of the Squad Zero.
Mm-hmm. Also, it's worth noting that in a scenario where Gin's going up there, Aizen's in his 3rd form. That's really the only logical way.
Yeah, like, forget Gin. Aizen's just gonna clap.
Yeah, like, say hello to Hado number 90, that's your end.
Yo, and don't even get me started on if they brought Urkiora up there.
Oh no, please.
Dude, Urkiora would come up and just be like, yo, you never seen a black Cero before? And just wham, they're all dead.
Yep, it's terrible. It's like, I don't know, the Okiora, well, I don't know what happened. The Okiora scaling is really off, and I don't understand why or how it got to that point.
It's simple. Aizen just doesn't know about Segunda. Like, that's the logical conclusion.
But yeah, that is the logical conclusion, but there's nothing logical about the conclusion.
What about Aizen Bonkai, Yuha Almighty ability? Like, if Aizen had Bonkai versus Yuha?
We don't know what the Bonkai would do. I mean, if you assume it's like the Haxi prediction where it's like it controls reality, I guess he could win, maybe.
Yeah, he definitely would, but I mean, it's also hard to tell because we don't know exactly, like, truly what death is in Bleach, especially for someone like Yuha. Like, he was killed by Yamamoto and Ichigo, but he brought himself back. So if that's acting as an assumption that his consciousness will constantly remain. If Aizen had a reality warping ability where he could, like, erase someone's existence and their consciousness to where there's nothing to bring back, then he could definitely do it with the combination of, like, Kyoka Suigetsu's ability of, like, blinding Yuha. So he could definitely do that. Plus, Yuha's Almighty is pretty weak, dude. Like, he didn't see his own death coming.
Also, if Aizen had, like, assuming that's what his Bonkai ability is, whatever it is, considering he's completely fused with his Zanpakuto, he should be able to use his Shikai and Bankai abilities in tandem with each other without any issue because he is his Zanpakuto, so there's no reason he couldn't.
Yeah. Aizen has a reality warping ability, but that's with Hogyoku. Yeah, so we were just stating like a hypothetical Bankai because we don't know what Aizen's true Bankai is, but
Yeah.
with the
Like,
Hogyoku, I don't. The Hogyoku is stronger than Yuha, so let's just get that out of the way. Uh, Yuha absorbed Aizen, and people argue that Aizen didn't even have the Hogyoku at that point, so just let that sit in. Stated that he was turning everything into nothing, like just straight up erasing it all and rebuilding it with his massive black Reiatsu encompassing the whole entire universe. And he was just like, aha, here it is. And Aizen's gone, bye-bye. Ichigo kills Yuha. Aizen was gone. He's not there anymore. Yuha died. It was Yuha on the ground. There was no Aizen. Next chapter, we see Aizen sitting in the chair again.
he's just like, hold up. I know you absorbed me, Yuha, but I gotta preach about peace 10 years later.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Aizen's Hogyoku is just way stronger than Yuha is. It's actually the strongest thing in the series.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is kind of sad, actually.
Yeah. Aizen, best villain confirmed, ended in the fake Katakuri arc.
Dude, Aizen would put the clap in on every Stern Ritter. Maybe aside from Gremmy. Like, Gremmy has a very weird... Which, I don't know why Yuha didn't use any of... I know why he didn't use any of them.
They wouldn't have won.
No. They were rushed.
Well, yeah, no, that too, but I mean... I don't know, Yuha with Gremmy's ability... pretty dangerous.
Although there is a limitation to Gremmy's ability.
There is. Although I'm not sure the limitation will be there for Yuha. Like, that could go either way.
Yeah. It really depends on what Yuha is trying to do with it, because we know that if you're trying to boost your power, like Gremmy tried to make himself as strong as Kenpachi, and he got fucked because his body couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Yuha's definitely a lot more durable.
Yeah, and even then, Yuha doesn't need that. He would have the miracle too. He could boost his power that way.
Yeah. I don't know. That's more of a discussion. Gremmy has these weird imagination that confuses the... Okay, so Gremmy's ability is simply anything he imagines becomes factual. So, like, he was like, how about I imagine you with cookies as your bones? Or it was stated in the fight, I actually just previously read it to a debate that Seb and I had like 2 days ago. In the fight with Kenpachi, he was losing, and Kenpachi was like, what? Did you imagine yourself losing and that's why you're doing it? And Gremmy was like, oh shit, he's right. But he couldn't imagine himself winning because of Kenpachi's like just sheer strength. So it was a limitation and a fault on Gremmy's part that his imagination wasn't strong enough.
Which is exactly why Gremmy is a joke. He should have just imagined Kenpachi dead and that have been the end of it, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah. I don't know how old Gremmy is, but it's probably... I mean, I don't know, I want to make the assumption that he's, like, really young and inexperienced, and that's why. Like, he just sees Kenpachi with this god-tier power, physical strength, and he's just like, I can't imagine this guy losing. He's a superhero.
Yeah, I mean, it would go along with his design. He looks pretty young.
So the question was, is Gremmy's abilities conceptual? I definitely do not believe that it's conceptual. I mean, nothing else in the series has been hinted at concept manipulation or things like that. I don't think. Unless you can think of something that manipulates a concept.
I mean...
Haschwalth's ability is like... It manipulates the concept of misfortune or casts it back. It's not really even manipulation, so...
The only thing I can think of is there... Okay, so... the Hogyoku is probably the only thing I can think of that might be, but even then, it seems more like reality warping to me. Unless you want to argue, oh yeah, it manipulates the concept of I don't even know what concept it would manipulate, but I'm pretty sure I can't think of the name.
Yeah, I don't know. There's things that you could definitely argue, like for conceptual abilities.
Hmm.
Like I do it for Fate all the time. Like I just argue that my favorite character, Achilles, has the ability to control and manipulate the concept of time, but nothing in the
Right.
series was like directly shown or stated to be anything like that. Um, like the only things that are close, at least that's coming to mind, is Hoshwalt's ability of the balance, which shifts the balance of misfortune,
Hmm.
and the sword of Gerard. How it like is as long as there's hope in the world or fear
Yeah,
or
the
whatever it
concept of
was,
hope.
the concept. But even then, that's just using the concept. That's not manipulating it because they didn't defeat the concept of hope. They just destroyed the sword by eliminating its power and like
Yeah.
its connection. They froze it, and we know that Toshiro's abilities can freeze like abilities and Reiatsu and things like that. So
Yeah.
I don't think Remy is as conceptual. It's definitely a high tier reality warping thing, but I don't think it's I don't think it's conceptual.
Yeah. No, I would agree.
That being said, we gonna talk about how Urkiota would shit on everyone, huh?
I'd rather not. I mean, yeah, he's just there's I don't understand. Like, I understand the scaling. I just don't understand how Kubo wrote himself into that situation. Because it's pretty obvious that's not what he wanted.
It is very obvious, and a lot of people argue against it. Like if Saiboshi saw this video, he'd be like, "Get in VC now, punk." But the problem is with the way that the scaling works, it's just very hard to put Urkiota like below. Like you can't put him below the
Well,
other.
you,
Hmm?
you can't put him below the. Apparently, you can't put him below the whole Gote 13 plus Aizen. Apparently.
I mean, that absolutely makes sense, dude. Kenpachi was like the strongest. And yet because we know that based upon the fight with Unohana, that he progressively gets stronger. Like he's just not
Mhm.
one strength all at once and then like suppresses
Yeah.
himself down. He was at the strength of like above regular like not Kenpachi, captain levels, like pre Hueco Mundo. He gets there and starts duking it out with Noitora, who's number 5. And so if you're going to tell me that Kenpachi, this guy who's like captain level, he has to be at least as strong as the top tier captains, who gets stronger by the way because he was being pushed by Noitora at the beginning.
Yeah.
Um, gets strong enough to defeat Noitora, and then you're going to make the assertion that the number system is factual when Soy Fawn's Bonkai did damage to Baragon, who is number 2, and you're going to say
I
that
don't know,
the,
man.
it's inconsistent because that's making the assumption that Soy Fawn is somehow stronger than Kenpachi, which is just not the fucking case. And even then,
I mean,
scale.
it makes sense. She can kill you in 2 hits. Ha
No,
ha ha.
no, 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 not even that. Like, if you look, because she's a bad example, because people could easily make the argument, oh, well, we never saw her Bonkai. Her Bonkai, or like her Shikai, is what made her captain level, and that's a very good point. But people like Shunsui and Jushiro, we saw the limitations of their capabilities, or even, who the fuck else fought? The Vizards, the Toshiro, like, all these people, you're not going to tell me that Ichigo, who at the start of the arc was captain level, by the way, uh, who was getting slapped around by base Grimjow, then got strong enough to clap Resurrection Grimjow, who was barely above base Urkiota, is going to get beaten by Stark, who was like rivaling Soy Fawn. Like that's not proper scaling. You can't Soy Fawn can't jump that many levels because the difference between Ichigo and Grimjow in the beginning of the Arrancar arc was about at least bare minimum. Let's see, 20 times I want to say. 20 times?
I
Is that...
assume you're not talking about base Grimmjow.
No, like in base Grimmjow, because like he shit on Ichigo. It wasn't even a question.
Maybe. I mean, he took damage from a Getsuga Tensho, but that's not really.
Okay, maybe like I don't know. Anyway, then he goes Resurrection and he's is a completely different ball game. Like there's nothing there because in their fight in Hueco Mundo, Ichigo was doing like Hollow Mask and wasn't really up to snuff. And then in the end of their fight, Ichigo with the Hollow Mask is just kind of like putting in the work on Grimmjow. So
Yeah.
The assertion that Ichigo was like Soifon's level or like captain level got could you hear me on there? Yeah. It's not that. Hold on, let me rejoin. Huh. This is certainly weird. Yeah, I'm trying to rejoin the Discord call, but it's not letting me. Hold on. Let me close Discord and rejoin it. Alright, voila. We should be back in working order.
Hola, soy German.
Hola. Alright, yeah. That should be everything. Speak one more time.
Hello.
Alright, yeah. We're back.
Okay.
Now let me go back and figure out where I was. Well, actually, you were there. What was the last thing you heard me say?
The last thing I heard you say, you were talking about Ichigo with Hollow Mask, and I'm pretty sure you were going on about like the beginning of his fight with Grimmjow. That's where I lost you.
Okay, so he got shit on by base Grimmjow. Then at the end of their fight, or even with Resurrection Mask, he was getting dicked around by with his Hollow Mask, he was being dicked around by Resurrection Grimmjow.
Yeah.
Then he got strong enough to where his Hollow Mask was above Resurrection Grimmjow. That Ichigo was weaker than Resurrection 1 Urkiora. Then he goes Segunda and is presumably at least 10 times stronger than the Resurrection 1 that was shitting on that Ichigo. Then Ichigo goes Vasto Lorde and finally reaches above Urkiora point. If you're going to tell me that the number system is actually like somehow factual, you're gonna be basically telling me that Ichigo can go, going by multipliers, which isn't exactly accurate, 1,000 times stronger than captain level, and Soifon's Bankai is just gonna one-shot him.
Well, I mean, you gotta think about it, right? Like, Soifon is an angry person, so it wouldn't make sense. No, I'm joking, yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah, so the only logical assumption is that the number system isn't factual at all, or it only stands up to Resurrection 1, which would be backed up, which still doesn't really even make sense, because Ichigo got that much stronger, and then Resurrection 1 shit on him, and you're going to tell me Soifon's strong. I think it only applies to base form, to be honest. Like, completely honest. That's the only way that it can make sense scaling-wise.
It's certainly possible, although it seems a bit bizarre. Perhaps, I mean, I'm guessing that scaling-wise, that's what makes sense. That's probably not what Kubo had in mind when he did it, and he just rode himself into a corner.
Kubo's also the dude that basically forgot that the Hollow Mask existed in the last arc, so I don't want to. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Although, even though with the scaling it makes sense, and you have to go by that, narratively speaking, it's a complete disaster that Segunde Tapa Ukiura can just show up and just solo the Gote 13, including Aizen if he was helping them, and Ichigo, is be like, yeah, die.
Yeah, well,
Bye-bye.
here's the thing, though. We scale off of Ishin. Like, Ishin was stronger than White, alright? In his Shikai. And it was stated that in Bankai, he would have absolutely just eviscerated his existence. And that's why Aizen struck Ishin to the point where he could no longer use his Bankai.
Mm-hmm.
Ishin was still that weak. Like, couldn't use his Bankai in the Fate Karakura Town arc. It was stated. I don't remember exactly where, but it was stated. Because it was stated that he couldn't use his Bankai anymore. So he was still weaker than the form that was going to destroy White in Shikai. Like, just absolutely stronger. Mm-hmm. That being said, White is the hollow that's in Ichigo. You add that hollow on top of Ichigo's already impeccable Bankai prowess, and that's where you get, like, the Vasto Lorde power.
Yeah.
And that would shit all over Ishin. It's not even a question. But Ulquiorra, even if you don't take the full power of White, when it was just the Hollow Mask, and you add it on top of the Bankai prowess, it was above base Ulquiorra. And base Ulquiorra, or not base, and then Resurrection 1 was shitting on that power.
Correct.
Then, if you want to talk about consistency through Ichigo did not get any stronger in base after that fight. If anything, he literally got weaker because his mental state was so messed up. It was stated by Aizen. Then it was stated by Gin. They were like, dude, you ain't in the right headspace right now. Aizen was like, I'll even let you strike me. And then Gin was like, you're pretty freaky, kid. Let me just play mind games with you. Kid. Yeah. Like, he was just playing mind games with him. So Ichigo was not in the mental headspace, and that's why the only logical reason that he would be so weak. Because we find out later that Ishin and Kisuke can no longer sense Aizen when he's in his second form. But Ichigo can sense him when he's in his third form, as well as Gin.
Definitely, although I still have an issue with that because it implies... I don't know. See, I just don't agree with Bankai Ichigo being above Shikai Kisuke at that point. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but there's nothing to show it other than the fact, yeah, I can sense him. But then that's later retconned because so many characters in the final arc can sense, like, Yuha and all this. So it's like Renji could sense Aizen who's stronger than the Aizen that fought Don guy. You see what I'm saying? Like, are you going to tell me that Renji is at that level? I don't think so.
Renji's definitely a lot stronger.
Yeah, but he's not at that level. Like, he's not on the level to sense someone like that, logically speaking.
Well, no. You can argue it's not valid later on in the series through that way of scaling, or that it's kind of outdated at that point.
Right, which is why, like, I'm saying it's a retcon, because the whole thing with Ishin and White is around the same time that the whole sensing thing is retconned, and it's a whole mess. It got complicated with the final arc because the final arc's writing was all over the place. Like, I love the arc to death, but there's some moments in it that just don't make sense in context of the whole story.
Yeah, like, who was the one that Shunsui fought? Not Lily Bara, the one in the beginning.
Wasn't it, like, I think it was Robert Acroton or something?
Yeah, dude got, like, wrecked by that man, and then just was like, well, I'm the captain commander now, so I guess I'm stronger. And then he fought Lille Baro, who was one of the Schutzstaffel, who's stronger than the Royal Guard, who's massively stronger than Bankai Yamamoto, who he was previously weaker than, in Shikai. And then he went Bankai, completely wrecked Volstendig Lille Baro. Lille Baro turned into the bird. Bird's the fucking word. And wrecked Shunsui to the point where he could no longer use Bankai. He was in Shikai and still dodging like the light beam attacks used by Lille Baro. Meaning that while he's dying, dude's got a hole in his chest. He's still massively beyond Bankai Yamamoto and the Zero Squad. Because at that point, Lille Baro is just like leagues above what he was when he one-shot all of the Zero Squad.
Yep.
So the scaling in Bleach is absolutely just trash.
Yeah, especially, like, you have to understand something. If Ichigo really is that strong, like, oh, you're not in your right head, man. Like, if he'd been in his right head, he could have just, like, finger-flicked second form Aizen and done more damage than Ishin did to first form Aizen with it. Because he's so... If he can sense third form Aizen, then he's on that level. And it's like... I mean, just, I don't know.
It doesn't make sense in the grand scheme of things. It's inconsistent. But it is extremely consistent if you were to end the series after the fake Karakura Town arc. And the reason why is because it's even further backed up when Gin's about to die and Ichigo shows back up from the Dawn guy. You remember Gin was like, your eyes. They're no longer weak and confused. They're strong now. So I can finally die and let you take over for me. So, like, it makes sense in that arc. It just is hard to comprehend later on with, like, it just... I feel like the longer Bleach went on, the more inconsistent it became.
Yeah, Bleach should have ended after the Soul Society arc.
Please, no, I actually loved Aizen. But, I don't know, it's just... It's impossible for anyone to convince me that Urkiura is not, like, the... Oh, don't even get me started on Yami. I forgot about him.
Oh, no. Yami solos the final arc confirmed.
Yami gets struck by Ichigo with his Hollow... Granted, his Bankai was only at, like, a third of its normal power. And he was pulling on the Vasto Lorde's power, which he stated it's heavier. And it does have the
Vasto... not Vasto Lorde level, though.
Yeah. He's just pulling on its power. So he's definitely very strong. Like, at least as strong as he was in the beginning of the fight with Urkiura. And this man was saying, yo, Yami, he's definitely stronger than Urkiura. And Yami...
And then Ichigo wounds him. So do you see the issue, like, with the scaling? Even in that alone?
No, he barely did any damage. And
no, the fact he damaged him. Like, I'm not saying it was anything permanent or anything, but we've seen that if there's a gap like that, like there should be, it wouldn't have pierced his skin at all. Like, you can casually stop it with one finger when there's a gap like that.
Yeah, but I don't think that Yami was even at full power base yet. And, like, I think Ichigo knew that he was in Resurrection yet because, like, otherwise he wouldn't have said it. The Yami scaling's a little bit more misconstrued because you're taking the statements from an Ichigo who couldn't even react to Resurrection 1 or Hime Urkiura.
No, that's dangerous.
And then was unconscious for the fight with Vasto Lorde. So it's a little bit shaky for the scaling with him, especially when you take into the fact that you know, fucking Byakuya beat him, so no. Actually, man. Like Kenpachi beat him. So it's just, that's a little bit more, I can understand how people would have more of a problem with scaling Yami that high. And I completely agree, like, now that I think about it, but it's just, it is impossible for anyone to tell me that Soy Fan in her Bankai would just kill Segunda Urkiura just in one hit. That's just...
Okay.
That's impossible.
Suifon and her Bankai would just kill Segunda Ukiura in one hit. It's not impossible. GG.
Shut the fuck up. But no, it's just it's funny to think about, is all. Like, yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's jarring. It's just I see the scaling, I see the conclusion, I see how it was reached, but then I look at the season and it's like, okay, if we assume that's the case, then I just don't understand. Like, cause as a writer, if that happened in my story, then I'd be depressed. It's like that's not what I wanted. It'd be like, you know what it'd be like?
What?
It'd be like if we found out Jubito was more powerful than Madara with the Tin Tails.
Yeah.
Like if we scaled and he was more powerful. That's what it'd be like. And it'd be like, okay, clearly in this scenario he is, but he clearly shouldn't be.
But I mean, I can actually accept Urkiura being that strong. Like, he was the most trusted person. He got left in charge of Waco. And he stated that he obtained Segunda. So that's another misconception some people have. Aizen never gave Urkiura Segunda. Like, it's something he got himself. And then he never showed it to Aizen, which would make sense logically with the scaling. If you're going to assume the numbers are correct, then that actually just means that Segunda is massively stronger than Bankai.
In this scenario, though, it's like at that point it gets to like, oh yeah, Vasto Lord Ichigo, yeah, if he'd been at full power, he'd have been like Dongai level. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, to be fair though, Dongai's actual power comes from merging with his Hollow Spirit and Zanpakuto. Like, it's one and the same. But so it's
But
not entirely incorrect.
Well, Ichigo's base got way stronger during that training.
Can you prove it?
No, I can't. I mean, I can. He was capable of fighting the fusion of the Quincy and the Hollow, and he was able to go toe to toe.
Barely.
Even if it's a barely, dude.
No, Ichigo literally stated that he couldn't keep up. He was like, dude, this is crazy. They should have been able to kill me by now. It's like, I'm not even a match for them. And then he was like, wait a minute. I know why they're not trying to attack me.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even then, he wouldn't have even been able to perceive their movements if he was as weak as he was at the start.
Or they're just not that much, like, because his base, we already established, or his Bankai form, my bad, already has to be stronger than second form Aizen. Or at least in the ballpark of third form. I'm not saying that he's on the level, but somewhere relative enough to where he can actually sense him.
Well, to be fair, he's fighting against that power. This would be more, I know he has his Bankai in the fight that he's training with them, but it's really more like his Shikai. It would have to be, because like if he's fighting against the fusion of, you know, the fake Zangetsu and the real Zangetsu, then there's no way he could be wielding the fake Zangetsu.
Well, it's in his inner world, so I don't think the rules necessarily apply like that. Like, cause he used his Shikai against White in the Soul Society arc.
He did.
So, either way, like, if you say he's using his Bankai or his Shikai, he's still using them to fight them. So, and the thing about it is, the Hollow's power gets added onto Ichigo. So the Hollow itself is not stronger than second form Aizen. If anything, it might be relative or equal to, but it's not as strong as Vasto Lorde Ichigo is, because the major part of Ichigo, or the Vasto Lorde form's power, comes up from Bankai Ichigo as well. Now, I'm not saying all of the power does, but that alone also is a major factor.
90%.
So then you add on top, like, Dongai Ichigo is probably a little bit stronger than Vasto Lorde Ichigo, but logically not by a large margin.
I mean, Vasto Lorde could be
hypothetical
by Butterfly Aizen.
Outlier.
You see the issue with that? No, do you see the issue? But it's not like Okay, but all right. So Uryu could sense it, Rukia could sense it, Yami could sense it. That's three people.
Well, Yami stated stronger than him, or at least close enough.
Yeah, no, of course, but still, Uryu and Arhime could as well. But they're in the same
Yo,
position, so I'm not
Uryu
gonna count
is the second Yuha, man. Like,
that. Yeah, definitely. That's why he was nothing to Segunda. Okay. um, and then yeah, like I said,
I
Rukia
don't
could
think
sense
he
it.
was
I don't
anything to
know.
base form with Kyoto, actually. Didn't he get bitch slapped?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. But like, okay, so do you see where I'm like saying like, oh yeah, by the way, Vasto Lorde could be sensed by these characters. No one sensed Dongai. There were no outliers with him at least.
But the problem is, you can easily tell that it's the intent and narrative that Ichigo is stronger than Ishin and Kisuke. That's why Ishin said, okay, I know how we can train. We're going to
No,
defeat
no, no,
Aizen.
no. It's the intent. I believe the real intent there is his potential. Like he will, like because he goes and trains and he becomes stronger than them. That's the whole point. And then he can't be sensed by Aizen.
Well,
Now
then
the way it actually was
Ishin
written
could
out is
literally
like
do the
yes.
same thing. Like,
No, but do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what? Because if Ichigo is stronger, then that means that Ichigo and just Bankai is stronger than Bankai Kisuke. Do you? There's no way it
I
can't
don't
be.
think so, dude. Like, Kisuke's
Then
Bankai
Kisuke could sense
multiplier is
him.
insane.
Then Kisuke could sense him.
He couldn't.
He could.
He really, really couldn't.
Oh no, he could.
Hold on. Let me actually get the... I'm trying to get, like, the chapter it is, because I've only read, like, the Zingbox manga, so there might be other statements, like, in the actual Viz translation.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? DCCI? Decide? Whatever.
Deicide.
Deicide.
Well, time for me to start reviewing Bleach, volume by volume.
Great. Seb's gonna start picking out the inconsistencies in each one. He's like, yeah, this is awesome, except for the fact that in last chapter we saw blank blank. Decide. I'm gonna say is 10.
Sorry, attacking new man in town.
Sorry, King of Lightning, you're trash.
No.
Yo, his stands are insane. Like, have you met any of them?
Nah, I like a few. I actually think I went to a server with them once, and there was like a huge shit show going down.
Yeah, like they actually thought that King of Lightning could beat Seth in a debate.
No, I've seen the two debate. I don't think so.
Yeah, like I don't. They were like, yeah, he could beat Naya. He could beat all these guys. And I'm like, I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound too right to me.
Maybe if he functions like Yami and gets stronger from his rage, which he clearly has. Nah, I like King of Lightning, but just
I liked him when he
there's no way
reviewed. Like,
yeah, definitely. I like his Bleach chapter reactions. Oh my god.
fuck. What chapter is the fight between Ishin and Aizen?
It's the late 300s.
Alright, well, I guess I'm just gonna go to the late 300s. We're gonna just waste time here. Yo, even Hitomi's laughing at King of Lightning stands.
I know, indeed. But a welcome one.
Alright, we're gonna go to 387 and we're gonna see what's in there. Oh wait, that's Yamamoto, right?
Go with like 395. That should be around the right time.
I'm gonna go to 396. That sounds about right. No, wait, that has Rangiku on the cover. That's got to be too late.
And before I was right, it was 395.
No, it definitely wouldn't be because I think this is where. I think this is where Geen gets the L. Oh nope, his charred arm is cracking. Why is she on the cover then? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Don, super duper gay. Who is that?
I don't know. At all.
Yeah, me neither. But really should know.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go to 410. That
I
sounds
sure
about right.
hope. I'm gonna guess one of the PSN goons. That's what I'm gonna put my money on. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna take a guess based on the name.
That'd be hilarious. 405 we'll go.
Well, I know like around 420 is Aizen versus Ichigo. So
There's Izuru calling out to Rangiku. Look at you. Okay. We're gonna... Hi, I'm Don Enemega, and welcome to my reaction to Bleach Deicide 17.
great, man. I'm glad I'm here for this.
Yeah, run away. I'm trying to get to the point, because Okay, Yoruichi just lost one of her arm pieces, so I'm getting close. How do I just skip forward a chapter? Because I know it's not in this one. I'm being cautious. Yeah, okay. Hado 32. Do
Hano 32.
7 Deadly Sins video? Boss's Lolly. Oh my god. I forgot about you.
Big depression.
Yeah, for real.
Dawn and Omega sounds like Seth. Definitely not.
I don't sound like Seth.
Yeah, you like that? You like that?
Seth sounds like.
Seth sounds like me, but different.
Oh, I don't know about that one either.
He sounds like an angrier me.
Yeah.
Maybe higher energy. More social? I don't know. I told you
more
you cannot
antisocial,
defeat
more
me.
like.
Okay, how do I go forward in a chapter, please? Okay, I guess I just got to go through the chapters themselves. So I'm going to 40... I'm going to guess 407.
Time to just rename the
Nope.
the live stream. Brendan reading Bleach chapters.
Yo. Y'all got Discord? Yes. Add me at Dawn7... Dawn hashtag 7544.
Yeah, and me too at Seb.
No one gives a fuck about you.
Shut up, Brennan. It's my live stream.
Yeah, okay. How'd that work? I haven't been able to read his spirit energy since he transformed. Yeah. Dawn and Seth sounds alike, but Dawn is cool and Seth is hungry for blood. Yeah.
That's a meme. Dude, Seth is hungry for a decent debate because he's never lost one. Haha. This is live, and Seth might see this one day.
No. He hates me. He won't ever visit my channel.
Let me just link him it then.
Yeah, okay. I think it's time you people understood my power, too.
This video is supposed to be like how inconsistent Bleach's scaling is, but it's kind of just degraded into him looking for a specific chapter.
Well, we were going over it, but the past 4 minutes I've been looking for this scan.
Yeah. Wild ride. Wild ride.
Yo, here's Geen pointing out like how messed up his mental state is. He says, do you really think you could defeat him? What those three couldn't do in that state of yours? Then he says, with all due respect, get out of here. You don't want to die yet, do you? I'm not interested in you anymore. Even Captain Aizen would be disappointed in you right now. You're scared, right? Of Captain Aizen. You sensed it, right? Captain Aizen's power. And then he's crying.
Big baby Ichigo, what a loser.
That was my final warning. I'll kill you right here and now. And then, you know, whatever. Aizen shows up and he's like, come on, Geen, let's go.
We got a Soul Palace to reach because these dudes think we're not threats. Let's go solo.
Nothing. I was just testing him, alright? Open the Senkaimon gate. Where is... It seems the Chrysalis stage is over. You can actually make the assumption, though, that base or Bankai Ichigo sensed second form's Aizen and not third formed. Like, he has this shocked reaction, but it could just be the mask falling off.
Yeah, but that's a bit of a weird reaction to have to the mask falling off, because it's like, what did you expect to see? Someone who's not Aizen?
Yeah.
Were you surprised by his hair? Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. His eyes, maybe?
Yeah,
not much
no,
to be
with the
shocked
way
at.
that his eyes are, he definitely feels his Reiatsu.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could that reaction to not feeling it at all.
True. We're gonna protect Karakura. Karakura.
Karakura. Yeah, I don't
That
think you
sounds
guys are. Sorry.
Da-da. Yeah, here's Aizen obliterating that eraser. I definitely think third form Aizen is stronger than Gin, but they're relative.
Yeah.
I
He
said
got him
we're
with
gonna
that cheap
protect
shot.
Karakura. That's impossible. Do you know it's possible? Because I know. And so do you, Dad. There's no way we can beat a monster with that kind of spirit energy. He can sense him. And then Ishin's like, I see.
You can still make the argument.
So you can
that he
sense
talked
his
about
spirit
second form
energy.
Aizen.
What? Let's go. Aren't you coming?
So you can sense his spirit
What else are
energy,
you gonna
huh?
do? Cry? Maybe shit and come?
Oh no.
So yeah, I feel like it's definitely certain that Ichigo and Gin are relative to third form Aizen.
Do you see the issue with that though? No, he got one shot, but like that was an off guard shot, and it's a really hacksy Bankai. Like in an like a one-on-one confrontation, I don't think that would have happened.
The fact that he still got damaged proves that they're relative, but it doesn't mean that like
It does.
Gin's massively stronger.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Gin could be stronger, but you know, whatever. Dude, Ishin's a Chad. Ichigo's like, I'm done crying. Open the Senkaimon. And then Ishin was like, I was going to anyway.
Meanwhile, actually, Chad is like, huh. I thought they were supposed to be a threat. They're just too weak for him to sense. Man, it's just Ichigo like being that strong. It's just Bankai Ichigo. Like if he had his visor mask on when he said that, I don't know. Maybe that's just cognitive dissonance on my part. It's really weird, bizarre.
I mean, actually, the thing that I was going to use to justify Aizen in third form being stronger than Gin was the fact that Gin was like, yeah, let's not face the eraser. And then Aizen was like, there's no reason to be scared of it. And then just blasted it away. But Ishin is standing there saying, like, I can't sense its spirit energy anymore. Meaning that it is not on a higher level than second form Aizen was. And Gin, who's above second form Aizen, you know, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, ordinarily it's something a Soul Reaper has to avoid, but judging from the traces of spirit energy, Aizen must have done something to it. Is it bad if that's gone? It is if it stays gone, but yeah. So Gin unironically shits on the Zero Squad. Not even a question.
Yeah. No argument here.
Urkiora unironically shits on the Zero Squad. Aside from Ichibe.
No argument here.
I love how you just accept it now. So Yami unironically poops on Izuru.
I don't know, man. That's kind of like blank on Yami's part.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what else we can cover. Like, that's pretty much all of the inconsistencies we've been talking about the last week.
Yeah. I can't really think of any others. At least not off the top of my head.
Yo, Noonsvert doesn't agree with this. Oh, you want to debate, Noons?
And before he thinks the Royal Guard are anything special at all and not complete fodder.
Dude, the Royal Guard is just... Oh, they're trash.
Literal garbage. Get bodied by, like, anyone with a name. I think we know the truth. They didn't come down against Aizen because they were too weak and scared. Pathetic.
The Aizen and Geen thing, there's many things you could argue. Yeah, you could argue that one's stronger than the other, but at that point it doesn't really matter because all... Oh. Shit, did I just... Yo, I did what I didn't want to do the whole video.
Yep, you done said how strong Geen is. There goes that video.
Fuck, now I can't do the video. Please.
Well, here's what you can do to replace it. Geen versus the Royal Guard.
Dude, Noon says, imagine not thinking the Royal Guard just bolo most people. Most people in the verse
Are garbage.
Yeah, like most people in the verse get boloed by pre-Hogoku Aizen. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, not pre-Hogue. Like, if you're weaker than base Aizen, you're fucking fodder. Like, I don't even count you as a character.
I mean, the dude without even saying an incantation bodied the captain with a Hado number 90.
Oh, yeah. He was just like, yo, Sajin, check this. Pow.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. It's, for me, I say the Royal Guard is trash, and I don't want you to get the wrong idea. The Royal Guard scales above, like, 90% of characters. But if you're below 95% of the characters, I call you trash.
Bankayama, yeah, you call him trash.
Yeah, like if you're weaker than you, I can't say weaker than you. If you're weaker than the Schutzstaffel, you're garbage. The Schutzstaffel is my scale for being decent.
I still don't know how I feel about that. I don't necessarily agree, but
What's your scale for being decent?
Sternritter, like not like random fodder Sternritter, but like people like Basby and shit.
The fucking gorilla?
Dude, he's not on the scale. He's way above it. He's Rillaroo.
Rillaroo, fuck. Yo, hold on. Is this infinite speed?
Oh
Ichigo
my God, I hate
and
that term.
Ishin are outside of time and space right now?
That's amazing.
No, you couldn't make the argument because all it is disconnected from the time and space of their universe because Ichigo, like, still... Actually, I don't know if aging... Yo, Noons, could you use aging as, like, a downplay, or would... no, because if it's a three-dimensional being in a four... I hate the new thing.
Let's just go back to when Outliers were the cop-out.
Yeah.
I mean, we can say Bleach is a fodder anime verse. Doesn't make it true, but...
Bleach is strong, but it's pretty fodder with power scale. The only series I know that's worse than Bleach for power scaling is Fate. And Seb, you don't know Fate, but I can explain this to you. So, they have Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night, and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Stay Night and Unlimited Blade Works are the same exact characters, the same Holy Grail War, the same thing, just different actions done. So like a character could have been killed by another one there, then another one over there. And then there's the game, Fate
Right.
Grand Order, which is the mobile game, which a whole bunch of random shit goes down. And there's the PS4 games, and then there's Fate Apocrypha as well. Every single one of these are canon.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. So scaling is trash in Fate because everything's canon. It's stupid.
That is terrible.
Yeah, it is. And then, like, you know how I've told you about Gilgamesh in the past, right? The guy who can throw swords.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty much established as the strongest servant. And then in Fate Grand Order, the mobile game, he just gets rotted by Ku Alter or whatever. And then then Ku Alter gets defeated by somebody weaker than Gilgamesh. It's stupid. Oh yeah, I'm not arguing that Fate would lose to Bleach. Bleach would get absolutely rotted. Those characters are all like 4-dimensional. So
Yeah, but hey, Alien X 5-dimensional. I'm joking.
Alien X omnipotent. Where's the argument?
It's said by multiple characters, including Paradox, who knows everything. GG.
Yeah, author statements don't count.
It's not an author statement. It's my statement, and I'm God, so.
But yeah, I don't know. What else do you want to talk about for Bleach?
How Bleach lost what made it special. No. I don't know. Anything you can really think of that you'd like to in a specific live stream?
How people argue that Byakuya was like half the power of Yami or something, and then they go on to say that like they're just gonna ignore how Tsukishima.
Byakuya, the dude who like struggled against Zamari.
That Byakuya. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, they're gonna say yeah. He and Kenpachi fought Yami, and he did most of the work. No, he didn't. I'm sorry. Like, what Byakuya
he was
are you
there
talking
to make
about?
it look cool.
Universal Bleach, I don't believe in. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. Sorry. I represent the argument sometimes, but even then, like, eh.
Yeah, Sakura, yeah, Alien X definitely is an omnip. He's 5th dimensional.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so it's like, I don't know. Byakuya is... Until the final
Tsukishima
arc,
shits on,
he's
like third
nothing.
form Aizen?
Definitely, dude. Have you seen that shitty wears? It's terrible, dude.
Yo, hold on. Hold on. Wait, going back to what I said about like Soifon, Byakuya, the dude who was like struggling a little bit with Zomari, you gonna tell me that you're gonna tell me that he would get pooped on by Soifon because her Bankai hit dude, the number scaling is trash. I'm just saying, like, the Espada...
I mean, I would think Soifon would probably shit on Byakuya, but the number scaling is not why.
Yeah, like, Byakuya is strong, but not...
Until the final arc, and especially, like, after the Royal Palace, he's just not anything special.
Honestly, I agree.
Mid-tier captain at best.
Yo, are we gonna talk about how Ichigo and Shikai pushed him to his Bankai in the Soul Society arc? This man who's a captain, who's like, yo, your Shikai is really good.
Are we gonna talk about how a much weaker Shikai Ichigo who hadn't trained for like 3 days straight, pretty much defeated or at least stalemated Kenpachi, who's a captain who became a captain by defeating another captain?
Which goes to further back my point that Byakuya, not Byakuya, Yami being defeated by Kenpachi isn't necessarily like an anti-feat, because we know that Kenpachi wouldn't have become a captain, like, because he wouldn't have beaten another captain at the level of Shikai Ichigo in their fight. So he suppressed himself even further.
No, I agree.
So we know that even after like the Yami fight, he could have gotten immensely stronger to where he would have pooped on the entire Gote 13. He could have even pooped on Bankai Yamamoto. We don't know. But we know that he does still suppress himself down even further beyond the point that he's at. It's to every single individual. But if someone's power is massively higher than his current suppressed state, then he needs to unsuppress at a slow rate, which is hard because he died multiple times against Unohana.
I still think that the whole him suppressing himself issue is like, I don't know. I think it disappeared after the fight with Unohana because, like, obviously she was working to get rid of all the barriers he put up, so I don't see why that would happen. She'd sacrifice her life for it, just for him to start putting barriers up right after. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he definitely didn't. But, like, prior to that, like, in the final arc, I don't think he was as strong as he was against Yami. I mean, just by scaling. Like, the Stern Ritter just trash.
I don't know, man. The gorilla's powerful.
Yoda Gorilla is pretty strange. But that just goes to show, like, he was one-shotting, like, the Gorilla dude and 2 other Stern Ritter, but then Royd Lloyd just got wrecked. Like, just wrecked him, which means that Royd Lloyd... The gap in Stern Ritter power is immense. It's like the difference between Arenero and Urquiora Segunda. Like, that's how big of a gap the Stern Ritter is. And then at the Schutzstaffel at the very top would just, you know, poop on everyone.
Yeah.
Because they have the power of everyone.
Schutzstaffel, man. They're pretty fodder. I think they lose to, you know, like, part 1 Sasuke, definitely.
Yo, let's not even talk about how Orochimaru would just absorb the Schutzstaffel.
Oh my god.
I like that body of yours.
That's a meme, dude. The Schutzstaffel will show up, and all of a sudden the Sound 4 show up and humiliate them.
Yo, the Sound 4 just watching Kenpachi from a distance. I can take him.
I didn't ask for your help. They just see Yuha post-sulking. They're just like, Madara's like, I think your eyes will do just fine until I get the Rinnegan.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I still love the debate Yuha versus Jubi Madara.
It's a very fun debate. I mean, there's a big power difference, obviously.
I can easily rep either point, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Madara is definitely more intelligent.
Madara is definitely more intelligent. The Almighty, I think if it's just Almighty Yuha, there, like, you can't properly, like, be intellectually honest with yourself and have him win.
Yeah, Madara has too much up his sleeve.
And the simple fact is that the Almighty is actually trash.
Madara, immortal, confirmed.
Yeah, dude, he is.
Yeah,
people still give me shit for that. They're like, Madara's not immortal. And I'm like, dude, he merged with the Jubi. The Jubi is immortal. What are you on about, dude? Stop smoking. And they're like, but Boruto said, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. I don't care about Boruto, man. We're arguing Naruto.
Boruto didn't even say anything to deny that. It's like, Monkey is not a normal Otsutsuki. She's a tailed beast, like most aren't, as far as I'm aware.
In the anime, I think Momoshiki had like this weird thing, but it was kind of similar to like her when she went, you know, like the huge animal ball form. I think he kind of did something like that, but still, like, she's massively different because she was stated to be immortal. The Bijus don't die. The Bijus are a fraction. Oh, hold on.
Madara also states he's immortal.
Yeah. Hold on. Noon's saying, like, he can't listen to me insult Almighty. The Almighty is trash. It allows you to change the future, and you see a lot of different futures, but you don't see all of them.
Yeah.
Hence why Ichigo won.
Yeah, man. Let's not forget it's nothing to Kyoka Suigetsu.
Yo, and Kyoka Suigetsu blinds it. Like, what's the point of your power, bruh? And, like, sure, you can change the future, That's great. It's a slight reality warping power. That's awesome. But
No, Noons is rage quitting.
yo, Noons
He's
is just sad
getting
because
full crushed by reality.
he can't defeat me.
He sees the truth and he runs from it.
But anyway, no. Just to say it really quickly, like there's a huge blind spot in his power, even without Kyokusui Getsu. Like he literally did not even see Ichigo kill him.
Yeah.
Like he was like, yeah, it wasn't even a possible future that he could have seen. It was just not it. Like he just didn't see it. And I mean,
you can make.
Oh.
I have a counter argument for that, but
Go for it.
you know, the reason he didn't see it, there was only one future it could have happened in, and it's the future Hoshwalt had with his Almighty.
I created that argument, by the way. At least how it is now. Yeah, like people were shitting on Yuha when I was debating him versus Madara. They were like, but he can't see the future. And I was like, no, that. But then after reading like the actual manga, the future that Hoshwalt showed him or saw, when he was referencing, Ichigo did beat him, but not the way that he actually did in canon. Like it just showed.
If you could truly see all futures, you'd see literally every possible way Ichigo could beat you. It's like you'd see a trillion different futures where Ichigo beats you.
Yeah, because if you can see infinite futures, then there's an infinite number of futures where Ichigo wins.
Yep.
But even then, like, so the dream is actually shown pretty early. Well, not pretty early, but earlier on, probably like a good 15 chapters before the end. In the dream that we see, Yuha does get killed by Ichigo, but it is not the same way that he actually dies. So the dream that Hoshwalt showed him isn't even the one that Ichigo won in. And besides, the Almighty was never stated to have seen an infinite number of futures regardless. He literally stated that, imagine all the grains of sand on a beach. Now imagine you could see every single one of them at once.
Yeah.
That's finite.
It's a lot, but it's finite. So yeah. Have we destroyed Bleach enough today?
We need to destroy it by man, didn't Final Getsu Essential come out of nowhere? What a Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah,
trash.
That was pretty trash.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we destroyed Bleach enough for one day.
Bleach is fun though. It's still one of my favorite series.
Oh yeah, it's still my favorite one, so do with that what you will. Long period of silence aren't good for a live stream, Brendan.
Oh, sorry. I was reading. I was looking at the scan again. Yeah, dude. Like, cause the scan that the dream was, Yuha didn't have any of the black stuff. He didn't have like the eyes. He didn't have any. He had normal ass eyes, standing vertically upright. Ichigo was jumping down at him, and slashing down vertically.
Yeah.
On the left side of his face. Yuha died by being cut in half. And the scene was completely different. So if we're going to argue, like, demonstrations are key here, yeah. It's trash.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, I think an hour and a half, damn. That was a long time.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to end stream now or what, but
I mean, I don't think there's anything else we could talk about Bleach with. Like, we'd move on to Naruto or something, and that would be a different live stream anyway. But
for sure. Which we can do, but that would, like you said, to be a different live stream.
Yeah.
Wouldn't make sense on a Bleach is irrelevant. Okay,
Bleach is irrelevant, dude.
But I'm inconsistent.
Yeah, but all right. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna cut it here.
Alrighty.
Yeah, well, Yuha was also fucking wrong. That's not what he showed him at all. We saw what he showed him. He showed him being defeated, not that scene. Like,
Yuha says something. Taite Kubo said another thing.
yeah. Yuha literally retarded. Anyway. That's it. Like, subscribe. Y'all are already doing that because there was only 6 people watching. But, thank you. Yeah. I guess that's it.
Okay.
Hit me up on Discord. Bye.